An ominous sigil appears in the sky, a tear in reality like a hungering maw. Its appearance has affected the flow, with lightning talents surging with new potency. Together, Oscilio and Aurora ride the lightning to the omen itself, hoping to sear the opening shut. Yet they are met with a demonic force beyond anything they have encountered before. Come on, silly, join me as we learn about Omens of the Third Age. Omens of the Third Age is Flesh and Blood's newest expansion, bringing with it 3 new and returning heroes encountering mysterious phenomena called Omens, signs of a sinister entity seeping into the world of Wraith. Omens of the Third Age features the return of the Lightning Talent and only the Lightning Talent, with all 3 heroes showcasing it. Lightning heroes like to go fast, strike hard, and blast their opponents into submission in the blink of an eye. They want to give their actions go again, often by generating embodiment of lightning tokens, which grant the next attack action card you attack with go again, or through careful sequencing to ensure they have just the right setup. If that sounds like a good time, then this is the set for you. Speaking of tokens, in Omens of the Third Age, all of our new heroes will generate and make use of lightning flow tokens. They don't do anything on their own, but can be consumed to empower other effects or fuel hero abilities. To help out with generating these tokens in limited games, such as Booster Draft or pre-release Sealed, a shared macro named Omens of Arcana will start games in play. Omens of Arcana has 2 effects on the game. Each hero will automatically create a lightning flow token at the start of the game, and all lightning flows will have Spell Void 1, which means if you would be dealt arcane damage, you may destroy a lightning flow token to prevent 1 of that damage. You're not limited to just 1 and can continue to sacrifice tokens as long as there is more damage to prevent. Like the macros from previous sets, players start the game with a shared copy of Omens of Arcana between them. This is not optional and can't be forgotten. So if you do notice that the macro is left off to the side after your game has started, call over a judge to help fix the error and get back into the action.
You do not want to get lost in here. Trust me. These omens are shards of a grander reflection.
The legally distinct Zyggy Starlight is the newest addition to the Flesh and Blood roster. Zyggy is a lightning illusionist and specializes in tripping up his opponents with instant speed auras and then flickering them in and out of the arena with his hero ability, which he can activate as an instant for 2 resources, tapping, destroying a lightning foe token, and banishing a lightning aura permanent with no holo counters. Whew! That was just the cost, and can't be responded to before the aura has left play, even if you had some tricks of your own. Once it resolves, Zyggy can return the banished aura to the arena with a holo counter. The holo counter doesn't do anything, it mostly just marks that the aura has already been flickered once, so he can't keep doing it again and again. An important note, you can't banish lightning flow tokens since they have the elemental subtype and not the lightning subtype. Nor can you banish auras defending on the combat chain or on the stack waiting resolve, since cards anywhere but the arena aren't considered permanents. Zyggy also likes to ponder his orb, Aphrodias, which, as an instant, can pay 1 and tap to deal 2 arcane damage to target hero. Yikes! But this can only be activated if you've had an aura enter with a holo counter this turn. Aphrodias' ability is an instant, so if you can manage to get an aura with the holo counter on your opponent's turn, it's fair game to light them up. The most obvious way to accomplish this is with Zyggy's hero ability, but there's plenty of other cards in the set that can do the same thing. Such as Blink of an Eye, a lightning illusionist attack action with the new illusionist keyword, Fragment. While a card with Fragment is attacking, whenever a card with 2 or more defense defends it, Fragment will trigger and give the attack -2 power, but typically appears alongside exciting triggered abilities to make up for that lost power. Fragment triggers for each card defending it, including equipment and reactions. Cards with less than 2 defense won't trigger Fragment, even if it gains more defense value later on. For example, Polaris Pulse Ray is a 2-for-7 attack with Fragment, and whenever this fragments, deal 1 arcane damage to the defending hero. If Zyggy attacks with Polaris Pulse Ray for 7 and their opponent blocks with 2 copies of Lightning Form, the Pulse Ray will fragment twice, reducing its power down to 3. However, this will trigger Pulse Ray's other effect as well when each fragment trigger resolves, dealing 2 instances of arcane damage to the defending hero. So the attack is blocked out, but some damage got through anyway. This tension between blocking damage and worrying about what Zyggy is going to do next is sure to lead to a lot of exciting gameplay that I plan on making it my opponent's problem to solve.
These old ones move in the shadows. It's about time I bring the storm to them.
Making a triumphant return after speedrunning the Living Legends leaderboard so fast they had to change the rules, it's Aurora, Legacy of Tempest. Aurora is a lightning rune blade hero. with the instant ability pay 2 resources, tap, and destroy a lightning flow you control to create an embodiment of lightning token. As a lightning rune blade, Aurora specializes in dealing damage split between rapid fire attacks and pings of arcane damage, with her hero ability fueling wide chains by trading lightning flows for go again granting embodiments of lightning. Alongside her in Omens of the Third Age, she's got a new suite of flashy cards with the new Runeblade keyword, Quickstrike. Quickstrike is a static ability that grants additional abilities whenever the attack is go again. These will often be a power boost, like on Rush of Power, the ability, when this attacks a hero, deal 1 arcane damage, like on Singeing Flowstride, or a combination of the two, like on Tempestuous Kiss. Quickstrike is constantly checking for go again, so abilities will still be granted later on down the line, but once it's resolved, when this attack's triggered abilities will already have missed their window of opportunity and won't retroactively trigger after something is already attacking. Quickstrike works best when you grant it go again before it resolves, like with an embodiment of lightning token. Lastly, Aurora's new signature weapon is Scorpio, Comet Tail, forged from the remains of her old weapon Starfall and the legendary gem Volzar. It's imbued with the power of lightning. Real lightning! Scorpio is a 1-power weapon that can tap to attack, but only if you control a lightning attack. Additionally, when Scorpio hits a hero, it deals 1 arcane damage to that hero, which can be prevented by Spell Void. When you close the chain, such as by playing a non-attack action, all the cards on the chain will go to the graveyard and wouldn't be around to enable Scorpio, so attack when you can before you close the chain. She's got access to most of her old power cards again, having lost a few along with the elemental trait. She's sure to be a force to be reckoned with in Classic Constructed.
We made a promise long ago, one we intend to keep.
And finally, we have the reformed version of the CC powerhouse, Oscilio, forked Continuum, who's really been hitting the gym. Dang. Swolcilio, jacked Continuum, is a lightning wizard with the instant ability pay 1 resource, tap, and destroy a lightning flow to discard a card and create a ponder token. If an instant is discarded this way, you may play it this turn. As a wizard, Oscilio specializes in sending bursts of arcane damage directly at your face, and as a lightning hero revolving around instants, they'll send that damage whenever they please, even on their opponent's turn. Oscilio also brings with him a new 2-handed staff in Volzar, Meteor Storm, with the simple instant ability, tap to amp 1, but can only be activated if an instant card has been put into your graveyard this turn. Combined with their hero ability and a deck full of instants to play out, this condition should be fairly trivial to meet. As a reminder, amp X means the next time you would deal arcane damage this turn, instead deal that much plus X. Since Oscilio is already looking to put instants in their graveyard, Omens of the Third Age introduced the new wizard keyword Starfall. Starfall says, if an instant card has been put into your graveyard this turn, generate an additional effect. These effects are often extra points of damage, like on Cosmic Suture, which has Starfall, deal 1 arcane damage to target hero, and with Volzar being active whenever Starfall is, it's an easy target for the staff's amp 1. A couple of important notes. If a card with Starfall is an instant, it won't satisfy any Starfall conditions until after it resolves. However, if an instant is discarded while it's on the stack, such as with Oscilio's instant hero ability, Starfall can be turned on and applied during resolution. Because of this, you must declare all targets, including Starfall granted abilities, when playing the card, even if Starfall isn't currently active, because it could be. If you do forget though, the opposing hero is the default target for these kind of non-optional effects. And that covers what you need to know for Omens of the Third Age. Good luck at your pre-release, and if you liked what you saw here and want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and strike that like button. And as the omens linger over Wraith, we don't know what's coming next, but I promise it won't be boring. Until next time, playtesters.